Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. So as you can see, we are going to do some watercolor for Watercolor Wednesday. I am going to attempt to do some poppies. I thought that might be kind of a fun thing that, you know, somebody might want to do in a journal or on a greeting card or anything like that. So I just have my paper, which is this 140-pound, I think it's cold press. Yes, cold press. It's 9 by 12, but I just have a section of one that I cut up for something else. But anyway, just watercolor paper. Cheap, not anything fancy. Okay. And I'm going to kind of do something on the background first, and then we'll do kind of the poppy in the middle. I didn't tape this down because I plan on maybe tearing it or something to go on a pocket or whatever for a journal. So anyway, that's where we're at. So I'm just going to kind of, I just want sort of some sort of background. And I want more kind of on the sides. And leave a little in the middle because I don't want as much color in the middle. So how y'all doing? I hope that you're doing fantastically. I'm doing pretty good. Just getting my day going, doing some laundry, watered outside, all those fun little things that need to be done every day. I don't do laundry every day. I probably should, but I don't. Okay, I just want it real kind of light. I don't want it real dark, but I don't want it to be like a perfect square either. I know I said I'm going to tear this, which I probably will, and then you won't even be able to tell what it is, but I just want something kind of in the background like that, I think. And I may even, so I was trying to decide which one I wanted to be my clean water and which one I wanted dirty water. Take a little bit off sort of in the central area. Like so, and hope that this works. Actually, I'm going to get this dry. So there's my background. And again, probably won't even matter. But I'm going to get some red. And I'm just using my Arteza 36 watercolor. I'm not using any other thing, and I just have these reds here. And I'm sorry, I don't know the name because, as I mentioned before, I at some point got rid of the little papers that came with that paint set. So I'm sort of going to work towards wider at the top, you know, narrower near the bottom sort of thing is what I'm going for. And I like this brush instead of the regular sort of watercolor brush because it does these kind of edges, you know, the real square edges. And if you ever look at a poppy, it sort of has that, those leaves that almost look like squares, like super tissue papery squares. Like it's just real floaty and fine, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm going for. I'll do one more over here. Kind of have it, I got a kind of too much color there. I'm doing this one more at a, like it's tilted. Sure you can see that, but. Yeah, they're just real light and airy. Poppies are. And I am not an expert, not claiming to be an expert watercolorer or watercolorist, however you're supposed to say it. I'm just doing this for fun because I've always liked watercolor. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Just wanting to play, and I think it's fun to add some of these hand-drawn, hand-painted sort of images to your journals. Okay, so I'm going to put some green, but I'm just going real thin, and I didn't touch the flower because I don't want to yet on with this. And I'm going to come in like that. And then we might do like just a bud too, or that's what they're called. Get a little bit of that off of there. But you can do any configuration you like because, you know, we all have our own thing. And these are more... I'm going to put a little red in the middle. Sorry, I'm speaking words and not being very clear here because I'm concentrating. So it's sort of like an open oval that's open at the top because I'm going to put some petals there in the red. And first I want to get, I'm going to put just a little water here again. Just a little. And then I'm going to take some black. And you don't have to do this part if you don't want to. But they kind of have a little black down at the bottom. You could leave it with the red if you don't want to do the black. But in the inside and on the outside, there's just a little black kind of in the center of them. Okay, really want that to be a little bit more black. That's a little watery right there. There we go. They're pretty dark at that base spot. Okay, and I'm gonna let that be. And then I'm gonna add kind of some leaves. I don't know. Their leaves are very like feathery and stuff. So I'm just gonna kind of approach it as kind of some squiggly, and it'll turn out however it turns out. I'm not that worried about the leaves. You can make them little bits not attached, some attached, just to give it a little interest. But they're probably not that. Just my shaky hand doesn't help either. Okay, that looks weird, but they're just not very, they're more like a stalk with little bits coming off, but I don't know. I just didn't want to do it that way. And of course we got people mowing, so sorry if you hear any of that. I don't have my windows open, so it shouldn't be bad. My son is listening to music, so if you hear that too. We got all kinds of sounds happening today. All right, I'm going to get this dry, and then I'm going to come back and do the red in there. That's dry. So now we're just going to take our red again, and I'm going to use the little brush just because I don't trust my using the other one. And you can put more orange into them. They do have, you know, you could see more orange ones or whatever, but I wanted them red, so that's what I did. And then I'm going to take a fine liner. Sorry, don't know what the big sigh was. You ever do that? You're just like, it's not that I'm not having fun, because I am. I think I get a little anxious, you know what I mean? Because I haven't, like I said, watercolor is not my wheelhouse. I can't find a size I want, of course. I wonder if this one would work. I just want something fine. This is the PN Micron PN. So, just black ink. And I'm just going to as I'm sure you could imagine. Going to sort of outline these, but I'm not connecting every line. I'm going to come in a little closer and hopefully you'll be able to see. Hopefully my hand won't always be in the way. And yes, I am upside down. So, but I'm not connecting every line. I'm just giving the idea of, like, there's a petal. Here's a petal. And you can even do a little shading, like down at the bottom more. Sorry, we're full upside down now. I'll turn it around. And then you can do some down like next to your stems, just, you know, to bring it all together and make it cohesive. Add some little extra lines to give it some texture. That red isn't entirely dry yet, and the little, whatever that thing would be, bud. Yeesh, telling you sometimes. And of course you could do one, just a circle, and put the black in the center as more of a, like an open one. I've chosen to do just the partially opened, or from a different, like a side view type thing, rather than a top down or something. But you can do it as you like it. It's just kind of fun. I don't know. And like I said, I feel like it really does add to your journals. Like it just adds real life artwork to your journals. Like Michelle at the Creative Cove mentions that a lot, because she does a whole lot of like awesome sketching and stuff, and it really does add to your pieces. Trying to remember to stay on screen here. I'm just, you know, kind of making lines. I'm not doing anything super complicated. Doesn't love writing. These don't love writing on the watercolor, I have discovered. I mean, they're really good pens, but they just don't like to write on the watercolor. So I'm gonna bring that up a little bit closer so hopefully you can see. Oh, we need to go around that bud too. I want it to be all the way dry first. Sorry, probably making you guys seasick now. I'm just gonna kind of go around the outside of this a little bit. I don't want to draw on there at all. On the red. I'll have to come back and do that. But that is that part. So now I'm gonna pause and get this all dry. And then when I come back, oh, you know what I want to do first is some splatters. Need a different brush for that. Gonna use my fan brush. Fan brushes make real cool designs too, but we're not doing that on this one. We're just going for the okay. So that's just black, the black watercolor paint on my fan brush. And this is a regular fan brush. I haven't cut that one at all. So that works very well. The only thing is don't leave this sitting in your water because it'll bend the ends. And oh, another little trick, if you have watercolor brushes where the ends are all bent, I don't think I have one because I've fixed a lot of them. But anyway, you know how like, because you left it sit in the water and so then the end bends. So just dip them or run them under real hot water. And, you know, let them run under there for a while or dip them into like a cup of hot water. And then when you take them out, just do like this and they'll all go straight again. How awesome is that? So, all right, I'll be right back. So my image is all dry now. This is what it looks like. And then what I'm going to do is I've just got 2 book pages. This one I've folded the sides in. I did tear a side off because they were connected to each other. And then I've folded this down for strength. So I'm going to have a pocket. We're going to cut these flaps off because we don't need all of that. And you can make it whatever size. So I'm not even going to measure this because you can make yours whatever size works for your journal, you know, fits your painted piece, whatever. You know, you might want to do, I mean, heck, you could do just tiny ones and do clusters like for journals or, you know, little stickers or whatever to go on the tops of pages. You don't even have to do it as big as I did it. I think I'm going to use this. So it's really just the concept is all I'm showing, is that it's fun to do some real, I don't want to say real because, you know, a lot of things are real artwork, but I just mean like some of your own artwork in your journals, especially if you do art journals. That would, you know, that makes it real special because you've put your own work into it. It must be wet up there. Yeah, I do need to fold that. So this is almost sort of that coin envelope concept, you know, where you fold in the sides so that you have a little bit of a gusset so your pocket's not just so tight that you can't get anything in or out of it. So that's all this is. I always want to cut that other direction for some reason. It's a real brain tweezer, or tweezer. A real brain teaser is what I was trying to say. You could also do these if you don't have book page. You can use, I'm going to cut this one. Just scrapbook paper or whatever the paper is, digitals that you're using for whatever the project is. So if you don't have book page, but I have done these for like altered books and whatever, and so you take out a whole bunch of pages. So a lot of times I do have pages left over. I haven't done one of those in a while. That's what I should do. It's been ages. Ages and ages. I'm using the letters or the sentences on the book page to line that up so it's hopefully kind of straight. And I'm going to cut down that backing. I just left it that size for now to get this on there. Super simple dimple pocket. But like I said, if you painted a smaller flower or whatever, you could use it on a lot more styles of pockets. All right. So now I'm just going to tear this out, kind of like I mentioned in the beginning. Maybe if I can put my pin in my glue. And I want to be careful because watercolor paper is not, I think I want, I'm trying to think, I want the white tear bit on the top here. trying to keep it close. But I do want some of the background. Oh, got a lot of white there. Sorry, I feel like I'm kind of like in your guys' noses or something, trying to rip that. Okay, so I need to take a little bit more, which is interesting. And by interesting, I mean hard. Just the angle and everything. Okay, take some of this white off of this side as well. I like the white with this. I think it is kind of neat. I just pulled off all the back part. Okay, that fits on there now. So that is going to be my pocket, but I'm going to add other things to it. I have these poems. Texas Cowboy. No, it doesn't really fit. Some of these are like, wow. I just want some simple something on there, you know? The green eye of the yellow god. Oh, that one might work. What was that? I don't know, these may not work. Or we'll just tear a piece off because of the color. I like the color of these. I just thought it would be fun to have the owl and the fox. I don't know. I think we're just going to take a piece and put it on for the color of it. I just want something, some old papers with this. Let's see what else we got. I always got stuff. This is old Bobbsey Twins. See, this is how you don't worry about what it says. Just add other things and it'll all be fine. But if you do find one that has cool something to say, then yeah, you can definitely use it. Or something that fits. It's not that that was anything bad. It just, I wanted something that would fit a bit, if you see what I mean. Okay. I think on this background, I'm going to stamp it. But you could definitely you know, do some other type of background, like a colorful paper or something like that too, would also look good. And I'm just going to kind of go this way and then that way and not worry about if it's all straight. Need a piece of paper under there. Moving it around like a ding-a-ling. Because you're only going to see bits and pieces of it anyhow. Oops, that was not very good. Okay, that will work. And I'm debating, I don't know that I want to even ink that. I don't think I do. It's really hard for me not to. I am going to ink these just a touch. Very lightly. Okay. So we're going to put this down, and I am going to use my liquid glue because this is a heavy paper. I mean, it would probably be fine because paper to paper always sticks pretty good, but I just want it to stay. Sorry, I'm shaking my whole table. Just want it to stick very well. Tear a tiny bit of that off of there. I just didn't want it covering up that part of the poppy. So I feel like you could take this, you know, as far as you wanted. If you're good at watercolor or good at painting, you could do some really cool things. That would be a lot of fun. We could add a saying. I want one of those, or the rest of them go. I have so many things on my desk, I can't even. I had it all pretty much cleaned off yesterday, and then I did that video and drug everything out again. You could have "May sunshine and joy fill this special day." And then if you wanted to make it a birthday card, you could easily do that instead of a pocket, you know. So I'm going to cut it apart. Oh my gosh, you guys. Shaky hands are no bueno. Oh, the old days when I didn't have such a problem. Yeah, got a little carried away there. I think I got the top of that ink pad wet, so it's making the ink go a little crazier than normal. Yeah. Probably don't have to add glue to these, but just makes me feel better. also going to do some circles because I want to. This is just like a lid to one of these little spray bottles or hairspray bottles or perfume or whatever in the world. They're on a million different things, so they're easy to find. Where's my other one? I don't think I want that one. This one will work. So that's just, I don't know. I think this is fun to do. I hope you guys enjoy it. And it's just something different. I think that's good. And then we're going to do a thumb notch at the top. I think that's about middle. May not be perfect. And then I'm going to take old paper and put it in there because I don't want to see that title page thing in there, or title to the page, whatever. Of course it had to rip. Weird. That little drop of water on that ink pad just made it crazy. That I did use glue. Oh, I didn't glue that down very well, apparently. How did I do that? It's like I cut that. I must have cut it when I was trimming. That was genius of me. Sorry, I'll have to fix that. All right. I'm just going to have to glue it now because I already goofed it up. I could add a piece of washi, I guess, but we'll just glue it down. That spot will be a tiny bit tight. And then I'm just going to go around here. All right, there it is. There is our watercolor for Watercolor Wednesday. And we made a piece of ephemera out of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. There it is, all finished. And I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and we will chat again soon. Love you guys. Bye now.